I'm excited. I've been excited all week, ever since we scheduled it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's happening? This is Chris Cole, and I'm shooting moves with Detroit Babe.
All right, let's get it. So, what should the world know about Chris Cole?
The world should know about me. Firstly, I'm a producer. I'm a former artist, and I'm also an engineer. And I absolutely love what I do. I've been doing it for almost 10 years now, well, over 10 years actually. And I plan to inspire. I plan to be monumental in this industry, and especially for my city. Dig what I'm saying?
Tell us about growing up in the city. What was your childhood like?
My childhood was, it was alright. It was pretty rough. I grew up on the west side of Detroit, Franklin, Wyoming, to the specifically, and it was pretty much just, you know, like any other kid growing up in the hood, seeing things that I probably shouldn't have seen. You know what I'm saying? Childhood trauma, but I think what I've learned mostly from the city, just being from the city, it just taught me how to grind, taught me how to just, I've got my resilience from being from Detroit, and that's what I love about the city the most. How resilient we are, how, you know, how fashionable we are, and our culture in totality is just so unique. So I feel like I'm still growing up, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. That's a daily thing.
For sure.
So how was it being the child of a radio personality?
It was good. I think it gave me certain advantages, for sure. I used to go to the radio. This is how I feel like I started to get such insight on the music industry. I used to go to the radio station with my dad, and I used to just see all kind of people. Like, this was back when Blade and Street Lords and Cheddar Boys and all these guys was hot. I used to just see these people passing by. You know what I'm saying? So it gave me a certain advantage. And then obviously when I got into music myself, I was able to use that to my advantage. I was able to use the things that I've learned and the environments that I've been in to my advantage. You dig what I'm saying?
Okay, so speak on that more, like with being in that environment and kind of like having more of a close, an opportunity most people wouldn't with being connected to those people. What did that make, how did that make you view people on that tier? Did it help you see like the normal aspect of them, like kind of just being just like you, but having more?
I would say, yeah, it kind of like, I kind of compare it to like, you know, I kind of give it like when you a kid and Christmas come around and you just really want to meet Santa Claus, and you finally meet Santa Claus, and it's like, oh, you're just a regular person. You just, you know. So I think it was that I had the opportunity to see people outside of, I guess, their character and stuff like that. But for me, like, I still looked up to them. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I still hold these guys to high regards. Like, I met DJ Mo Beast, that's Big Sean, the official DJ. I met him like right when Big Sean got signed. Wow. And it was just, I used to have regular conversations with these guys. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty unique. It was pretty dope.
So was he one of the ones that stuck out the most to you as far as being influential, or? Well,
yeah. Well, him, DJ BJ. I don't know if you remember Shorty the Prince. He used to do Brown Skin Brother Radio. All these guys used to come to my house, and I used to actually, like, this was back when CDs was kind of like popping, so I used to like make little CDs for them. So that was cool. You know what I'm saying? The fact that I was able to, and I told this story on my last interview. Dr. Darius came to my house one time, and he was like, "You making beats, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Well," he was like, "Use this program called Reason." And this is when I actually made my first official beats. Like, use this program. And he was like, it's gonna come out way better. And I believed him because he was Dr. Darius.
Right.
So just little stuff like that just gave me like a little slight edge over everybody in my everybody in my
That
field.
was clutch though.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Okay, so your dad mentioned you like Big Sean and that you actually wanted to rap and do music because of him.
Yeah.
What led you to that? Was it a specific song of his?
Yeah, well, Big Sean's still like my favorite artist right now, but when I first discovered him, I was in high school, and I seen him next to Kanye, so I automatically thought he was from Chicago. So I was like, okay, whatever. But then when I found out he was from Detroit, it was just like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Because it was like,
him getting to that
him
point.
getting to that point, and obviously at that time nobody had got to that point. So that was the thing that drew me to his music. Then I actually liked his music. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so that was he still inspired me a lot. But at that time it was like I was really trying to rap like him. I was trying to dress like him at school and stuff. Just being a fan.
Yeah.
And I actually met him once, like in 2011, I think, when his first album came out. I had a chance to meet him, and that was like that was monumental for me, because I was like, wow.
I'm sure it was huge, because like you said, you were a huge fan.
I was a huge fan. I'm still a huge fan,
and when it came to, like you said, from your style to your rap style as well. So what took you from the rap side, like the being on the beat, to actually wanting to make the beat?
Make the beat. Well, I say initially, I'm gonna show my age right here, but when I got into it, it wasn't no really YouTube beats like that.
Right.
It wasn't no social media wasn't just as prominent as it is now.
I think that's relatively new. It's only been about 10 years.
Right. So it wasn't so easy to find beats.
Right.
So I was like, well, I was tired of rapping over industry beats, and I wanted to put out my own little mixtapes and stuff like that. So I'm like, well, so I was like, I might as well learn how to make my own beats. So that's how I actually got into making beats. And obviously, I was in high school, I didn't have a job, so I couldn't go to a studio, so I had to learn how to record myself.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And so again, they gave me a competitive edge over everybody. I used to have a fear of like not rapping one day, because I used to want to do it so bad. So like, I hope I do this forever. Like, I hope by the time I graduate high school, I'm famous already. So,
Understood.
You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know that I was preparing myself to just kind of like make this transition. I'm actually comfortable where I'm at right now.
Because of being so proficient from the beat making side.
Right.
Producing.
100%.
So what makes you thirst for continuing on in producing? Like, what is your ultimate goal, I should say? Like, what are you aiming towards with producing?
I think the fact that the city has found like this new profound sound, well, no, not our sound, but we found like our lane, and I think I'm just curious.
We're on the world's view, right?
Yeah, and I'm curious to see where I fit in on that.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? Because before, my aspirations was different. My aspirations was more like, I want to win a Grammy, I want yada. Now I just feel like, where do I fit in the space where, how am I going to inspire the next generation? You know what I'm saying? That's a big motive for me now. You know what I'm saying? So everything that I got going on, everything that I got planned, that's the biggest motive. Like, how am I going to inspire the people that's coming behind me? How am I going to set up these things? How am I going to set up what I got going on to help somebody else? So that's I would say that's the biggest motive. But aside from that, I mean, obviously I want to work with my idols. Well, I don't have idols no more, but I want to work with the people that inspire me.
Yeah, so you want to get placements, more placements.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. More placements. And just continue to grow, help push the city forward. You know what I'm saying?
So just continuing to expand on producing. Like, I think of producers like Pharrell, like how he has a very distinct sound or style, but yet he's so versatile.
Yeah.
Like, is that what you
I struggle with that. I struggle with that.
Okay.
I struggle with that, and let me tell you why. I had this conversation with almost every artist I work with, because I'm so, and my brother right here can speak on that. We so diverse, like we could really literally do anything, and that's really a gift and a curse, because it's like, I don't know if I have a distinctive sound because I'm able to do so many different sounds.
Okay.
So, like a Pharrell, right? That's a great example. I automatically know when I hear Pharrell beat. I can tell by the chords, I can tell by his drum program, and I can tell by his signature, his time signature. I know when I hear Pharrell beat, and I always wanted that. I'd rather have a signature sound than a tag. Like, I stopped tagging my beats because I'm like, I just want people to know when they hear my beats. Like, it's gotta be a Crisco beat, because he the only one that use strings at this part of the, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is. So I'm still working on that, but I don't know if I cut your question off, but
no,
yeah,
you answered it perfectly.
Yeah.
So speaking of beat making, you obviously have to do that in a studio type of space. So we're moving into you going to have your own studio space. So when are you planning on like having your grand opening? And
October 2nd, 2022. I'm officially announcing it right here. I'm very
This
skeptical.
Is an exclusive?
Yeah, it's an exclusive.
Wow.
I'm very touchy on announcing stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but
as
that's
you should be.
It's so crazy. I was just I was just creating the invitations right before I got here. So it's kind of crazy. But yeah, October 2nd, 2022 is when I plan. Let's
it's
put
in the air.
Yeah, it's when I plan on doing the opening party for sure.
Okay.
And I actually want to call it a business shower because it's like I'm having a baby, but there's no baby involved. Yeah, it's warm. So
okay. So recently we got together and we did at the Village in one of the studios there, and I covered a beat making vlog for you.
Yeah.
Shout out your YouTube channel again so people can go and check out that video.
Okay. So my YouTube channel is Crisco B, CHRISCOBEATZ, but that video that we did is called Cooking with Co. That's not on YouTube. It's only on Instagram. It's only on Instagram.
What's your Instagram?
At imchris.co. So that's IMCHRIS.co.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, what would you describe your style as right now? Like, would you like classify your style as something right now?
Yeah. I think it's like I'm really drawn to like California's sound. Like our sound and California sound is where I sit in the middle of that because it's, like you said, it's very similar. So I sit somewhere in the middle of that, and I would describe it as just like easy going, like easy going music. When I make like hype, because I'm not a hype, energetic type person like that. So when I make that kind, it's a challenge, but it don't come up. I be like, even when people like it, I be like, man, that's just. I did it because you asked me to do it, but that ain't where I thrive at because it's not authentic. Because I'm not really like that. I'm really laid back, easy going. So my music comes up. So when I make music like that, it comes out way better. So I would say it's an easy sound. I actually plan on like getting into like jazz a little more heavier. Okay. Because I draw to the jazz and classical.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I plan on incorporating that because I draw to that a lot more than just energetic, rah-rah music. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, people are kind of like having more interest, I would say, in kind of like jazz, R&B, going that route anyway, and stuff is getting more dancey.
I about to say, I love where the landscape is going, like this dance hall. Like I work with a dance hall artist named The Surge.
Okay.
I love working with him because, for one, he's the only artist that I work with that has a different sound in the city.
He's more open-minded?
I mean, he's Jamaican, so he makes dancehall music, but...
No, I'm just saying he's open-minded as far as, like, whatever you may want to introduce to things.
I mean, well, we haven't worked to that level yet.
Okay.
It's just, whatever he brings me, it's usually dancehall.
Right.
And so I just, it'd be a breath of fresh air whenever I get to work with his music, you know what I'm saying?
You're saying
compared to the things that we hear every single day. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, but
switching it up,
be like, oh yeah, it's finally like something different, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
100%.
So, I am Crisco. Like, how did you come about that name?
That name? Instagram gave it to me.
Okay.
Let me explain. So initially my Instagram name was gonna be I'm Chris. I was trying to put, my handle was supposed to be imchris.com because I was gonna just have a website. I just wanted people to call me by my real name, but they didn't let me put. They don't let you put .com on Instagram. You can't put nothing.com. So then and everything that I tried to put just didn't look right. So I just left it at .co, and then people just started calling me that. I didn't. I just wanted people to call me by my real name. Like, just call me Chris. Yeah. Everybody started calling me Crisco. So when the people give you a name, I just let it happen. I just run with it.
By association.
Yeah. So that's how that came about.
So, any closing thoughts or anything that you want to speak on, or give a word,
I want to give you a shout out because you nailed when we filmed Cooking with Co. You really nailed it. Like, the vision that I had initially came out exactly how I seen it. Like, I didn't have to alter my vision. Like, you nailed it. Like, I don't know if I was doing a good job at explaining what I wanted.
You were perfect.
But you really nailed it, and the audio sounded really great. And when I went back to edit it, it came out like it was perfect. It's my favorite episode this far. And so I'm gonna shoot the next one. I'm spilling a lot today, but I'm gonna shoot the next one I'm gonna shoot episode 6 at my studio.
Nice.
And you already know you got the job.
Hey,
so
that's
let's make sure we link up on that again.
But us very much value feedback.
For sure.
I feel like it was just a great. We meshed. It just flowed.
Yeah,
like
it did.
The time rolled by so quickly.
It did. I was nervous. I was like, it was my first time having somebody shoot it for me. I usually shoot it myself. Well, my little brother shot the last one. We shot it on the iPhone, but it was my first time doing it professionally. I felt like. So I was pretty nervous. I didn't know if I was gonna do it right. Then I knew we was on time. But it came out really good. So good job on that.
Thank you. So placements, like, what are some of your, besides the recent placements, what are some placements that you want to have, like ideal placements, like specific artists, and what have you done so far?
Well, my dream placement is Big Sean for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
That's like, again.
That's out of
That's
there.
like Grammy level, almost to me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's that. Placements that I've got so far, I've worked with an artist in Oakland. His name Michael D'Angelo. Mm-hmm. He's like, he's the artist out there. Got a pretty nice buzz. I've worked with an artist in LA too named Moneybag Paris, and as far as the city. I haven't made no beats for him, but I've worked with GT.
Nice.
And
shout out to Money Counter Music.
100%. And I want to say I got some engineering credits on this Babyface Ray record. I'm not 100% sure though.
Okay.
I might. I'm not gonna claim it because I'm not 100% sure, but I would say no too. But as far as the city, I still want to work with Peasy. Like I think like Peasy been dropping some fire lately. Like he got this album coming out called Only Built for Diamond Links, and people probably don't know, but I think he paying homage to like Raekwon from Wu-Tang Clan, because Raekwon got a album called Only Built for Cuban Links. Oh. So I think he playing off of that, but I'm not sure. But the music he putting out fire so far. Him. Babyface Ray, I want to work with him, like, directly. I want to work with him.
Yes.
And I would say, the city in general, for real. Cash Doll. Yeah. She's nice. She's dope. Like, bro, like, she dope, dog. Like, what can we say?
True.
But yeah, the list goes on.
Okay. What is your overall, like, vision, I would say? What do you overall want to do in the studio space?
Well, my ultimate goal with it is for it to be an audio production studio.
Right.
So of course, initially, I'm going to be working with artists, and that's great. That's what I want, and it's going to be very artist friendly. But eventually, I want to get to the point where I'm working with authors for them to do, because the book industry is very, very lucrative right now. Voiceovers. I'm going to get into film. So a full audio production studio. I'm going to get into scoring. I've been talking about that for about a year, and I want to get into scoring with films.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so that's where my mind at with it. But it's also going to be a podcasting space. So it's going to be, so say if you want to start a podcast and you don't really know how to go about it, you just want to, test it out, come by. We have everything set up for you. All you gotta do is tell us what the name of the podcast, sit you on the chair, and boom, you can start a podcast right there.
Wow.
So that's where we going with it, and
providing resources, like you said,
sure.
Outreach.
But let me not
See,
put too much.
That's why I didn't really want to.
Cause I don't want nobody to try to steal my shit.
Sure.
I'm gonna be mad if I see such and such studios. Oh yeah, we got podcasts. I ain't gonna be mad because if I inspire people, it's cool, but. Yeah,
it's a thing. Yeah. I know what you mean, but I understand what you mean. What I was gonna say was that's clever because I don't hear a lot of people even advertise for having space available for people who want to do voiceovers or whatever the case may be. So people obviously you can ask, but just to present yourself as an option for that, I think that's very clever.
That's where we going. We trying to really take things to the next level. I'm trying to set the bar high.
Yeah,
so
as you should.
You gonna open up a studio, you gonna do a heavy house doing, or you gonna, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. But yeah, so that's what's up.
It is, and I'm looking forward to checking out.
You invited to the opening too, so you invited. You got your invitation on the floor.
I'm excited. All right, so thanks again, Chris Cole, for spending time with me today.
I appreciate it.
And we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Ooh, that was fire. I can't believe
y'all did that good, man.